Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is my review for Monday Night Raw. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Show you how to leave a like. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on Monday Night Raw, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, we are in full throttle to Night of Champions / King and Queen of the Ring. The tournament's first round is now officially wrapped up. And unfortunately, we have some sad news to kick off this review, just because I just want to get it out of the way, is unfortunately what happened to Liv Morgan. Now, clearly there was plans that maybe the fifth match, because right now we only have 4 confirmed. We'll see if maybe the Bayley and Becky match gets pushed up to Night of Champions, simply because clearly we were going to do Liv Morgan versus Io Sky at Night of Champions, right? But unfortunately, and one of the most simplest of moves, a simple leg takedown, and Liv simply just falling to catch herself, she dislocated her shoulder. Now we'll see how long she is truly out for. I heard she could be out for 4 months, and if that's the case, then she misses Evolution 2, which means the match with Nikki is going to be off, or the tag team title match with the Bella Twins is off. Now, what does this mean for the tag titles? I mean, there really wasn't much focus on the tag titles, so we'll see if they even get stripped of it, or maybe they do basically what they did with Bianca and Jade and Naomi, and then maybe Liv's out, Roxanne's in. I think there's some intrigue with that, and also with doing some other things. So overall, it's all about Liv being okay and her getting healthy, right? So we wish her the best, and we hope that it's not as bad as we are making it seem. Again, I'm hearing 4 months, but I haven't heard anything confirmed from either WWE or Liv Morgan. So they're probably gonna keep it close to the vest until probably Monday, maybe Friday. We'll see. But all the best to her. And as for the people who are upset with how Kyrie reacted after the win, I didn't see it because I live in the U.S. But it's just a messy situation. Clearly, Kyrie was just trying to give some attention off of the of what we were in. So again, I'm not mad at Kyrie for any way of how she was celebrating it or how she was trying to distract people from it. It was just a messy situation. Again, we were clearly going to do Io versus Liv at Night of Champions. That was going to be the 5th match. Now what do we do? I don't know. But again, overall, it's best for Liv. Hopefully she is okay moving forward, and we hope that she has a speedy recovery, because Raw's better with her in it than with her not being in it at all. As for the rest of the show, though, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really fine. Again, it just really seems like WWE has their focus back, a focus that they really haven't had since maybe last year's King and Queen of the Ring. I mean, we said on either last Raw's episode or maybe it was on SmackDown, where we just kept going, okay, SummerSlam's over. Yeah, they're probably just going to teeter until they get to War Games. Okay, maybe they're going to teeter until we get to the Rumble. Okay, it's a long road to WrestleMania. Okay, maybe the focus is after WrestleMania. Okay, what are we doing? And now here we are. And again, that feeling is really starting to feel back. I really like both Fatal 4-Way matches. Again, overall, I do think it's a cop-out to get a lot of the main stars in to make the tournament feel important without the people losing. Now, what are we doing round 2, especially with these matchups? Very, very interesting matchups in the semi-round. We got Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez on Monday night. I think the winner of Friday's matchup between Alexa Bliss and the returning Asuka, which Asuka looked badass with her new face paint, got her old theme song back. Probably for the best. I think I like that one a little bit more, but I think both her entrance themes are actually pretty good. I liked her old one before she got her old one back, if that makes any sense. I like both of Asuka's theme music, but her face paint looked badass in this. She looked good in her return. The quick scuffle that she had with Stephanie Becker, giving that program properly. I'm now thinking maybe Asuka wins Queen of the Ring, because again, I think it's very clear that it's Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in the final. How are we going to get out of this Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso match next Monday? I don't know. I would assume some effery from Seth Rollins' group maybe, or Should Cody just win? Yes, I do think that is it, especially since you have an out with Jey Uso. He's hurt. He has the hurt midsection. He's not 100%. He needs to rest, and that's why he can't go as much as he can. But if Asuka is to win Queen of the Ring, I do think Roxanne Perez beats Jade Cargill. Now, how does she do that? I don't know. Maybe this is where you save the count out. I don't know the last time we had a count out finish. But I mean, it's either that or Naomi gets in, but y'all know how I feel. Like, I literally tweeted World Wrestling interferences because we had an interference in the Fatal 4 where we had interference in the JD McDonough versus AJ Styles match. Didn't mind that one as much because AJ Styles still won. And then, of course, the main event just went completely nuts with the interferences. I mean, we had what? First, Sami Zayn came out, which that kind of makes sense. He's been in the mix with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed for the longest. And then Penta came from out of nowhere. That was pretty wild to see. I was like, well, what are you doing here? But I guess from Money in the Bank. And then, of course, LA Knight comes out. That made sense. And then Jey Uso won. Then here comes Seth Rollins. And then, oh my God, here is Cody Rhodes. That was a crazy. But yeah, the interferences is just too much. And y'all know I've been complaining about that. I'm trying to stop complaining about it because WWE is clearly not in the mind to change their minds on it. They think it makes for good television, and sometimes it does work. Like I said, that main event was a lot of fun, and especially all the wackiness that was happening towards the end. Again, like 5 people came out during it. I think there was like 10 bodies total once we got to the ending of Monday Night Raw in this Fatal 4-Way match. But sometimes it's fun. They just need to calm it down a little bit, and I just kind of hope, on Friday we had the Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair finish, right? That was creative. That was smart. That was a good way to be like, look, clearly Charlotte is still good. Alexa Bliss was just able to get the better of her of 3 seconds while Charlotte was in her finish because one, Michin tapped out and she was tangled. She couldn't get out in time. Here, I think maybe you basically Arkham Knight it, or for my PlayStation players, you Spider-Man 2018 it when you're facing the Rhino, or Spider-Man Miles Morales. Anytime you face the Rhino, right? It's not about punching the Rhino. It's about getting the Rhino to hit something to make them dizzy and make them down for the count, right? So I think this is where you do a count-out finish with Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill. You break the barricade, or she breaks 3 barricades, or something. Maybe Roxanne ties her to the ring post, and then she gets in, and then that's how she's able to stay alive. But overall, I do think they're going to do the Naomi interference because, Jade Cargill can have nothing nice. And therefore, back to my point, after I go on this long ramble, you have your finals. It's all SmackDown for the King, and it's all Raw for the Queen. Because although the SummerSlam match should be Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton, it could still be Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair. Just because I think there's really nice story beats with it, with Naomi being with the briefcase as well. Does she cash in on Tiffany because Tiffany was the one that kept holding her back when she was a good guy? Or does she cash in on a Jade or a Bianca after they win the title because, she's in that story with them, right? Jade should probably win Queen of the Ring. It'll be the easiest way to get there. But again, if SmackDown is going to win King of the Ring, then Raw has to win Queen of the Ring. And, it's vice versa. If we are to do Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso in the final, which could also happen. I mean, Sami Zayn will be loved in Saudi Arabia, and the fans do love Jey Uso. That could work as well. Then at that point, then you have to do Jade Cargill versus Alexa Bliss in the final. But now I do think it's now Io Sky versus Asuka at SummerSlam, which who doesn't want that, right? And of course, it is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at SummerSlam to close out night 2. And then, of course, we can figure out the other 2 later on in some way, shape, or form. They'll have another probably Fatal 4-Way match to go around those other 2 title matches. But yeah, the Fatal 4-Ways were good. Again, we just need to tone down the interferences. I would have just kept it to the main event because that was so much fun. AJ Styles finally getting his title match against Dominic Mysterio at Night of Champions. Really good card so far. Again, it's all about what's going to be that 5th match. You would assume it would have been Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. But clearly, again, depending on how Liv Morgan is, that match is clearly not happening. I really don't think it's going to happen within a week. Hopefully she's only out, that she can work Evolution, but we will see where it goes from there. I like the Bayley versus versus Becky feud quite a bit. I thought that was a lot of fun. A good callbacks from both. They bounce off of each other very well. Hopefully this gets spinned off to where it's just them two talking, right? And Lyra can go off somewhere else with the IC title. I think we do have to do the triple threat at Evolution, maybe at SummerSlam. But yeah, maybe we do the triple threat at Night of Champions. Again, we need one more match. There's going to be a fifth match one way or another. We'll see what we do on SmackDown. But God, I really hope we don't do Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton. Anyway, sorry. But, that was a really good promo. I really like Becky coming out with the Chicago Bears stuff while they're in Green Bay. It works every time. I love it when heels do that. And I also really like how Lyra was kind of pissed at Bayley. Like, you never talked to me back. And also, I'm kind of pissed that you're jumping me in line because I should get a rematch. So, yeah, you go ahead and do what you got to do. But I'm going to do what I got to do as well. After, if you win that title, I am coming for you. I really liked it. I really liked it. I don't know why some people don't like how Lyra stepped to Bayley, but I actually really appreciate it. And I think Lyra is doing her best work as a character right now. And yeah, I'm all for it. Again, let's do the triple threat and then have Lyra go off in another direction, maybe facing the Stephanie Vacquier, or the division is healthy as it could ever be. We just got to keep that momentum going. And then, of course, Goldberg coming out to confront Gunther. Look, does it make sense that it's for the title? No, it does not. You can tie it into WCW some ways because technically the World Heavyweight Championship is the same title from WCW, so there is that lineage. Maybe we can pull from that, but it is a brand new World Heavyweight Championship, so that would be picking at straws to be like, I want to go out with the title that made me so relevant. But look, Goldberg deserves to go out, have one last match. This is clearly what he's wanted. He's bitched about it for a long time, and he has earned it. Wrestling is in a better place with him. He kept WCW afloat. The Monday Night Wars were at the peak with him. Arguably, when him and Austin were at their toppest, it was the ultimate dream match that we never got, right? And the fact that his final match is going to be against Gunther, who you could tell was just trying so hard not to grin because he was probably a huge fan of his as he was growing up, and now he's going to be the man that's going to be able to retire him. I am a little bit worried. I don't think Gunther's reign needs to be long, but I don't think Goldberg is the one to take the belt off of him. I am 99.9% sure that Gunther is going to beat Goldberg in his final match. But I don't know, it maybe it's PTSD from 2019 where Goldberg would bring in a title match and he would just win the belt for no apparent reason whatsoever. So I guess that 0.1% of the PTSD from Vince McMahon is still in the back of my mind. That gets me a little bit nervous, but overall I still have trust that Gunther is going to be able to take care of him. And his post afterwards was so funny. He goes, I guess I got 3 minutes to spare. That was really funny. But yeah, I don't remember seeing New Day at all besides that one brief interaction with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller that we keep teasing this breakup. Do it or don't at this point. It's been so long. I don't even think it'll get a pop now if the breakup was to actually happen. Because it's just been going on for so long. Xavier Woods looked like a pimp. But yeah, there was no development within the tag team title scene, which again upsets me, but we've been talking about it for a long time at this point. What is there to complain about? IC title, talked about it. Both women's titles, one's in a good place, one is unfortunately in limbo now after an unfortunate injury. And then of course we talked about the World Heavyweight Championship to close out. So yeah, overall this was a good episode of Raw. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought we did what we needed to do. It was really good, minus the one unfortunate circumstances that we were in. But yeah, overall I had a great time with it. Let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made it this far within a review. I do greatly appreciate it. And of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.